Sometimes it's hard to commit to a full campaign. Sometimes the full group can't make it and you still want to play. And that is where one-shots are awesome. And planning a one-shot is, in my opinion anyway, way less stressful than planning a whole campaign. And it feeds into your players' fantasies of playing every single class and race in the book. We know they want to. So how do you create engaging one-shots that actually leave your players wanting to come back for more? Well, I've got your back. I'm Janet from World Anvil, and today in World Building Inspiration, I'm going through tips on how you can write an amazing one-shot for your players. Whether it's a campaign or a one-shot, the story is the most important thing, the engine that drives your game. So how do you come up with an awesome plot? Just like I mentioned in our Tavern Inspiration video, starting with the basics is essential. And it doesn't get more distilled than Guy Sclander's starting sentence. All you need to do is replace the underlined words, the person, motive and deadline, followed by their objective, and the reason they haven't achieved it yet. For example, the evil necromancer wants to turn the crown prince into a zombie before his coronation next week, but she can't do it using her usual magic because her rival has stolen her spellbook. Now you have a go. Pause the video and write your own plot sentence summary in the comments below this section. Let's see what plot ideas we can brainstorm together. Are you back? More than just a plot, this will give you a villain, a scenario, and a ticking time bomb to make things exciting. Now the last one is especially important in one-shots to keep the players moving forward. Even better, you know what your villain's going to be doing during the one-shot. In my example, that evil necromancer will be looking for her spellbook or trying to find a new one, and maybe researching a new method to turn people into zombies. And that means that my players will clash with her and her evil mooks as she tries to achieve these goals, digging up graves, ransacking libraries, and infiltrating the palace with spies. Once you have your plot, you'll need some NPCs to engage with your players. Make a list of the NPCs your players are likely to run across. Since we're creating a one-shot, choose only 3 or 4 important NPCs. An antagonist, a quest giver, and maybe some people to give information. Or just get in the way. Once you have these, there are 4 things you can do to flesh them out. Number 1, a motivation. What do they want? It could be as simple as I want the PCs to notice me, or as deep as I want to find the meaning of life. And a message. What do they want to do or say? What information do they want to share? This might be at the specific moment they meet the party, or in general. And a secret. What do they not want to say? After all, everyone has secrets. The PCs might never uncover them, but they make the character much more interesting. And finally, a stat block. But really only if you expect the PCs to fight with them or alongside them. Otherwise, you probably don't need to worry. In most, if not all one-shots, there's gonna be a fight. You already have your great villain, and now you need an epic place for that battle to take place. Battlemaps are great for helping players understand the space and use it tactically. And whether you're making your battle map or choosing a pre-made one, it's important to consider tactics as a GM too. Which parties will have the advantage, like a high ground,
It's over, Anakin!
a cover, or a choke point? On the other hand, maybe there's difficult terrain, or a precipice with lava beneath, or it's literally raining cats and dogs.
Father, help!
Of course, how will your villains turn these things to their advantage too? There are lots of free battle maps around, and I've thrown a link in some ones to the description, but if you're creating your own, whether freehand or with a software like Dungeon Fog, then start by thinking about purpose and tactics. And remember, your battle map doesn't have to look amazing to be memorable for your players. As long as they enjoy the fight and can focus on their strengths, it'll be an epic experience. We just talked about battles, but remember, there are other kinds of encounters too. Social encounters, traps, puzzles, and more. With non-combat encounters, it's important to make sure they don't last too long. Your characters might be stuck at a locked puzzle door for hours, but you don't want your players to be. If your players get stuck though, I suggest including an explosive pass. What do I mean by that? Take our puzzle door. If the players are there for too long, maybe it explodes, dealing damage. Or a guard inside opens it up and attacks them. Either way, this pass should up the stakes and also give a penalty somehow. The players have got through the one-shot and it's time to meet the final boss. Prepare for the epic boss battle. Or not. Your one-shot climax doesn't have to be a battle. How about playing chess with death, or pitting your violinist bard against a devil prince? If the one-shot hasn't been combat heavy, a non-combat encounter might even fit better. A one-shot works best and is most satisfying if the party comes out victorious, even if not all the PCs make it. So remember not to set your boss fight in stone. You might need to make it easier or harder as the session progresses to ensure the one-shot comes to a satisfying end. Newer GMs might even want to take a quick break before the final encounter to make these changes. You can totally send your players out on a 10-minute snack run. Just saying. So there you have it. 5 tips for putting together a one-shot. Now you've just got to write it. I believe in you. I'd love to hear your favourite one-shot ideas down in the comments below if you haven't put them there already. And why not leave us a like when you're down there? It'll help us out a ton. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe for even more world building and role-playing tips. And grab your hammer and go world build!